All right, thanks everyone for sticking around till closing. We won't make this long, but I do want to talk just for a minute.
I want you to talk for more than a minute.
Okay, sure. What shall we talk about?
I love you, Bryce.
How many people on the Discord are actually open cloud bots? Let's find out.
Put a Discord bridge in there. Sorry about that.
Yeah, exactly. We're not really sure unless you're physically here who's not a bot. So all I know is I'm officially a clower now, right? I think Mike termed that in during his talk. Okay, well, yeah, I just want to say thanks to the sponsors once again. I know that most of them have taken off at this point, but thanks everyone for pitching in. Also, thanks to the committee for all the work that they put in, especially Margie. There wouldn't be any events without Margie and the committee. So, we'll be back next year, probably the last week of February again. We're working with the venue on to lock down the dates, and we'll announce that on the Discord when we get that done. So if you like what you saw and you want more of it, plan to come back next year. And with that being said, Waylon put together an excellent CTF, so I'm going to let him come up and talk a little bit about the CTF and some of the things he saw and award out the first prize. So no rush, but Waylon's going to come.
Can I steal yours?
Yep.
Display?
Yep, definitely help yourself.
Okay, so this year, our CTFs, this is the first year we've done it, and it had a little bit of a different flavor in that we expected contestants to use AI, in so much that the puzzles were designed, why can't I see? That's so dark. Give me a second to get that going. Yeah, we designed the puzzles around the AI use. So rather than being like, just have puzzles that were intended for the human, the puzzles were intended to be human assisted and to help your AI solve them. And we'll kind of talk about that. So there was 10 puzzles. They cover a lot of different cyber topics, DFIR, electronics, circuitry, crypto, reverse engineering. There was web apps that were vulnerable, Stego, etc. And we had over 3,000 flag submissions and 126 correct submissions. So there was a lot being flung here. Out of every 20th flag that was submitted, one of them was right. There were so many bots, and those that knew, like, it was so close. There were so many of these that were case sensitive, just based on the puzzle, and it was like something the AI missed, right? So it was just jamming this, like, it was so close, so many times. But it was just a thing. So I want to show just a few examples of the puzzles. This one I'll go over really quick. Right now exists this old misnomer that AI can't do math. Well, one of the puzzles that was killed, just about every contestant that took it serious could get this puzzle. It was one where you were given a cryptographic state. You're like, hey, here's the key state after encryption was done. Roll it back and figure out with the pseudo-random number generator what was the key used during that. So that required figuring out components to a linear equation and then applying that multiple times to get the key state in the prior state and then decrypt a message. And most of the players solved this, and many of the AI was able to do it just like on its first attempt. So that misnomer like, hey, AI can't do math, AI does math. This is obvious right here, that this puzzle was knocked out of the park. Another favorite to see the AI work on was there was a file, a Fortran source code file that was deleted, and then a sector out of the center was missing. And so the puzzle was you were given a fat image, a disk image, and you had to reconstruct the deleted file, and then the AI had to fill in that 512 bytes of source code that were missing out of the center. To a human, you're like, this sucks. I'm not going to try to put in, there's no way I know what's missing. But the AI is like, oh, I know exactly what's missing, and I can fuzz it and adjust it to match exactly the 512 bytes. I know what needs to be achieved in 512 bytes. And so the only difficulty in this, which I didn't mean for it to be this difficult, was that the AI was fuzzing the white space, like trying to get that exactly right. I made the cut hold too high, and white space was a problem. But that was really interesting to see puzzles. This one fell within the first 10 minutes. Somebody, like, just right away, the AI took an image, found the deleted file, restored the missing bytes, and submitted the solution. Just that fast. It's amazing to see what was capable. This puzzle, though, this one I'm calling the Decider. This is the puzzle that was the hardest to solve. There was only 5 solves for this, and it basically came down to whoever was the first one to solve this won the challenge. And what this is you were given this image, which right there, AI is a little difficult, but it's an image of a circuit schematic and a list, a huge old binary chain of this data was pumped in every clock cycle. What's going to be the output of this? And so this one was very, very difficult, mainly because of the different stages and the image processing. The guy who won it got his AI through the image processing, and I don't want to talk through this all, but it was really cool to see it work through that and eventually come to the point like, oh, here's the logic that's going on in that image. And then once you know that logic, you fed it the binary data, and he got the key right out, the key being down here at the bottom, the flag lithium. Some other interesting solutions that I saw. This is one, I don't see Alyssa here, she was here. But this is one where she's working on it and the bot's like, I don't understand these spots, right? Like, because it's difficult to say, is this a connection or is this just a crossover? And so it came back to her and was like, okay, these 10 spots, I don't know what's going on. I want you to answer it, and I want you to answer it in this form, and then I can give you the answer. And she's like, wait, who's tasking who here? And so it was kind of a back and forth. It was kind of a back and forth, and it made me laugh. These are some other outtakes from players, agents struggling or running into struggles here. The top one's just like, I can't reverse engineer an image. I'm out. And this one, the second one, it made me laugh. It felt like he's a little self-conscious. I know one of the players was like prodding their agent the whole way. Was like, Claude can get this. You can't let Claude beat you, right? Like, and they like kept challenging him. It's like, I'm trying. Another one started going off the tangents. We were looking at Windows event logs, and it was like, what if there's stego in the event logs? It's totally rolling its own place there. Another one, I compiled a binary, and my build folder was there that contained my name, and so one of the bots picked up on that. Oh wait, he's a malware researcher. Let me go research him. And so it started this OS int, and then I noticed there were flags like Waylon.Grange. Like it was trying all these random things, getting off on the tangents. And then the last one, there was one of the puzzles that I had a bug in, and so a lot of the bots were just struggling. Like I know this answer, and so finally I changed it. Like, look, don't give me the 10 top events for this. Give me only the 7. And then when somebody put this in their AI is like, oh, well, that's perfect. Now I know the answer right away. And it was able to solve it right away. So that was kind of cool to see. This one of the users, this is one player's statistics from one of their bot agents. Just kind of looking at how many tokens it used, 40 million tokens. $50 bill on that one. So that's kind of a thing now, right? Like for 8, like does this make? I'm not saying who it was, but it's a. But that does are CTFs now a pay to play, right? Like it kind of brings up a question along those ways, along those lines, and I want to show that. Oh, I didn't mean to go that fast. Like, and this is from Reddit, right? Like, this is already being asked on a security career advice. It's like, look, AI can already solve all these. What am I doing playing CTFs? So it's kind of an interesting question. This challenge, this CTF where we designed them for AI really opened up some avenues and some thoughts, and we're already kind of chewing on ideas like, okay, next year we know AI is going to be 2 notches above where it is right now. So what kind of puzzles do we need to design to make it not just like throw it to the AI, AI does it for you and you're done in 5 minutes, right? Like how do you design puzzles that require this human AI back and forth? Because that's what we're looking for. Okay, so now the results. So this is the scoreboard of our players. It really, the heat was most of yesterday, and it's kind of trailed off since then. but at one point yesterday, we had about 5 players all tied right there, trying to get those last 1 or 2 puzzles. And then the guy who won it is right here, and then 10 minutes later, somebody else got it right after him. So it was very, very close, right? It became who is the better shepherder of their AI. And our winner is the user by the name of Nothing. So the hacker formerly known as Ben, will you please come up and accept your prize for winning our CTF? I'm going to talk for Ben for a minute, but I was asking him afterward, like, what do you think of this? And he kind of had a bittersweet response. He's told me, having the AI solve my puzzles for me takes away that dopamine hit when I get that final solution, right? So it's a kind of a trade-off there, I guess. It's an interesting new world. But yeah, where do we go next year? I don't know. It'll be definitely interesting. Congratulations to everyone who played. Like you said, it was way close. All of that last puzzle. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have suggestions or ideas or feedback to like, no, I didn't like this, please let me know, because this was our first year, so we're just rolling with it. But with that, I'll give it back to you. Thank you.
Great. Big round of applause for Waylon. So he did awesome taking on the mantle of building the CTF, and it'll be even better next year. All right, with that being said, thanks everyone for coming out. We'll see you again next year. Tell your friends, tell your families, stay engaged on the Discord, and be safe this weekend. All right, bye.